I say that, Akusa downstairs struggles, and also with that, it's taken down by Mavi on 5-1 scoreline on the Jackal, just hunting down that Soul Roamer downstairs. And we just saw in the outline, there was a red ping from a drone. It was a conscious decision. X is saying, hey, there's a guy basement, one person go hunt him, and just get that kill. Now play the 5 versus 4. They're liking intel from Solus now. Great start for Exist.
From Mavi in particular, 5 kills so far, as you said, in 3 rounds. The Jackal as well is a nice pick if you want to go for that roam clear, but he was also supported by a drone. Now here comes the Blitz in to try and clear Con, but he's got to walk into this crossfire, and now he knows it's not possible to get into that position. But meanwhile, a Sorola's coming from below, in fact, and that's right near the bomb site. While all this execute's happening to try and control the top floor, Exist have said, hang on a second, there's not enough players on site to prevent us from just sending it in, and the plant will go down from Sifty. And now it's up to Salty on the Blitz to simply defend against this position. The plant's gone down. All of the attackers on the top floor that were meant to be denying it were distracted by the Blitz. And so Exist have well and truly taken control of this round. It's looked quite elementary, quite straight up and down. Now they have to deal with the Blitz. Now they have to retake. But up comes Sifty after planting the diffuser. He's hungry for some kills as well. And with that, the round is over. Exist, one of the best rounds yet.
It's flawless, and it's such a simple thing to do, but you can tell just how effective that was. It's the Monty, the shield player, just walking upstairs and just throwing out smoke grenades, extending, unextending, and just like applying pressure, but it's all phantom or fake pressure as we call it. He's only doing it to distract. Even if Monty died top yellow, it's fine as long as the plant goes down. But best case scenario is what happened. Monty doesn't die, Ace gets the plant downstairs, Mavi got the opening kill in the beginning, and imagine this. Imagine that round gets replayed, but Akusu is alive on Solus. That entire thing that happened that round probably doesn't actually work, because Solus would see it from downstairs, probably had the primary shotgun, or could at least tell his teammates, hey guys, the Monty's not the focus, they're planning outside. And all it would take is Warden to toggle on those smart glasses, look down the holes on the floor, and kill the planter. That would have been possibly round over. So it's all those really small details where they say in drone phase, guys, we see a Solus, let's drone basement, send in Mavi, and it snowballs from there. It's such a proactive decision maker from Exist that pays off only 60 seconds later. It was beautiful.
Or Exist are looking very solid right now.
Not overstepping. They easily could have picked down the spiral staircase there, get a bit greedy, and maybe just look for more map control, but instead, no. They go on their drones, they fall back off spiral, they breach the hatch safely. Literally takes a bit of damage on that C4, but stays alive. That's the most important part here. And as long as Monty's still up, which Salty is currently, you can always go for a bomb site execute. This time, no Warden see-through smokes, no C4 left in pocket. There's no real way to stop the Monty from planting once they hit the bomb site. They're gonna do self-destruction. Looking down the hatch, looking down the vert, they got smokes in pocket. They could smoke, go, or just send it straight off.
Well, yeah, there goes the Monty dropping down the hatch. Here's a big flank though. Yamada.
That's good.
Huge potential. He's got support from Sylvia. This is 2 out of the 3 players on the defense. They need to make good on this. Here comes the first. The second pick as well for Yamada. Massive round. Vanish immediately catches a player as well. So it's a 2 versus 2. The Monty's still up, but the Monty is the last remaining now. Needs to go for these picks one at a time or needs to force this plant down. Does have the diffuser. He'll try and bait this out. Hope that someone picks him. He needs to take the 1v1s, but he's been read down to a T. So well played by the defense. Vanish survives and falls back on the vert as well. E36 win the round on time on the back of a huge flank.
It's funny because the way they lost the first round was to a flank from Sylvia. The way they lost that round that we just witnessed, round number 5, was also to a double flank on the same portion of the map. And it's again, why is that not being watched? The whole aspect, the whole like win condition, if you will, of building a man advantage is that you can cover everything. When you have Monty especially, Monty can jump and plant in the smoke grenades, and then all you gotta do is have one guy cover piano door to side. Yep, that's the swing right there we saw early on. And a second person just watching the verticality. Instead, you had Bug and Mavi both watching the same thing basically from a very poor position without the flank being covered. And that's where it all falls apart. When you build that 5v3, you gotta watch your flank because we all know the defenders have to make an aggressive or a greedy or a hero play somewhere to realistically win that round.
Exactly what we talked about on Bank, right? Like you said, you can read these teams so well. When you're in such a significant advantage, they only have one option. So that's the big thing you have to suppress. Like, don't overcomplicate Vert and executing on site. Remember, the one win condition for the defense is getting aggressive on you, so that's exactly what they'll do. And you know what's funny as well is we actually saw E36 have a little bit of information. There were red pings coming out on those players on the top floor. I don't know what that was because there was no Valkyrie picked in that round. I think it must have been a hacked drone from Mozzie that got that extra information.
Oh, it must have been actually, yeah, because the default cam wouldn't see that either from the hatch location, so... Yeah, best bet is actually a Mozzie drone, probably top yellow or something like that, that kind of saw into that area, maybe in CEO, but you're right. That could have definitely been it. Good spot, James. And I mean, it makes sense why they were so aggressive about it, because if you have the intel, you're not gonna, again, you're not gonna overthink where they might be, you know exactly where they are.
And exists. I mean, they're really in the driver's seat now. They're 2 rounds ahead, but as we've said, they are on the defense. And while Enderforce did find an attack round win, it was a very scrappy one. And they need to replicate that. It's not so easy to do so. However, they've brought out the Monty.
Monty can solve most of life's problems, not gonna lie to you.
Coming from you, mate.
Operator. Yeah, so I will say one thing. The one thing I love when teams start playing Monty is you give it to like the bottom fragger. And that's again, not to point fingers. But if you're Take and you're 1-7, he got his first kill last round, good for him. But he's now playing Think LMG, super aggressive entry operator, right? And Yamada is literally the top fragger on 9 kills. Logically speaking, in a perfect world, you give the Monty to Take to get him to max value, while Yamada can stay also max value by doing the killing. But not everyone can play Monty, not everyone's comfortable doing it, and maybe Take is actually just a really good attacking side player, that's also entirely possible, but I will judge him a little bit if this does not work out, at least from either Take getting kills or Yamada playing a good Monty.
Here comes the big repel in, it's the Ying Vanish who goes in, but it seems like all the defenders have vanished. Akasu does steal one away, and Take finds his second kill of the game. It is, however, onto the top fragger on his team. And the Monty. I mean, that's really, really rough. There's no two ways about it. That is a huge mistake. I don't know what's going on with Take, but this is just not enough.
That is certainly devastating. I mean, so basically they used the Ying and half the Dokkaebi utility on the roam clear. That's what the Ying was supposed to do, take top floor control. Then Monty was supposed to be enabling the plant later on. Now the plant situation is a little bit messed up. Sure, they got smoke grenades, they got flashbangs, and a singular Candela. But now, the plan B is likely gonna be, they need a couple of kills now. So Take, especially, after that unfortunate team kill onto Monty, he has to step up. Unless Sylvia does it first. He's been the person on defense that are finding these gaps and finding these openings. He's trying his hardest also to do it here on attack, because I think they're all frustrated. Guys, we had a plan, we messed it up, now we gotta figure it out.
Marcus just found another with the SMG-12 too. Salty tries to make a deal work, but it doesn't. Here comes a drop. Sifty's covering. Another one for Sifty. Dangerous game you're playing, Enderforce, by just dropping that hatch one by one. There's an angle covering it. They should have known about it. Now Salty can just play with his cardiac sensor. That's just saved his life. That has just saved his life. He saw the player fighting up below him, and now they can reposition.
It's huge. Had to side play together. They're gonna push the Legion here.
And they do find it. Good job from Sifty to find that first pick. Now covering in the site. Vanish has the diffuser, but doesn't have the time, and Salty will stab him in the back. A round from Exist that surely after the start they should not have won, but they were given a saving grace by Take with that team kill, and they took that opportunity with both hands.
I feel like they were rushing it a bit, and I don't blame them. They're a new team, a lot of new players here, but we saw the game earlier with CAG, Vitae, where Vitae, they also were a bit of a new established roster with 2 new players or whichever. They didn't feel like they were rushed and pushed into these bad decisions, even when the rounds were down to like 1 or 2 final seconds. But Enderforce definitely struck me as a team where you look 35 seconds, solo drop, 2 seconds goes by, solo swing, 2 seconds go by, Dokkaebi call comes in. Where it's like, and then solo swing here from Ash, it just felt like they were like, guys, let's go, 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 go. But they didn't really have to. They still had options, they still had utility, flashbang smokes, they had 1 Candela as well. They didn't have to make that play, but they still did it. Bit of a stressful time in the server there.
Smoke and the Wamai still on site, especially when there is a Ying on the other end. That's not a bad combo to have.
Window playing Bosch G on defense, Kali Sniper on attack, finding kill after kill. But yeah, back to that 2v2 with 30 seconds left. One Toxic Babe in pocket off Vanish on the smoke. That can stall things up. But look at this. 3 Candelas from the Ying here. Acerola can pop the bomb site, disrupt them from seeing anything, and try and get inside the bomb site itself to enable that 2v2.
Make sure you don't flash your teammate in this one here. Mavi trying to find a kill.
Oh,
no! No, right at the moment there, he should have been able to get that headshot kill. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. He takes a bit of chip damage, but Ying is able to plant in the meantime. That's what's important. Remember, you are focusing on the objective. Acerola has been taken up, but they push up together. But now, how do you split up for this fight? You need to push in at the same time, and the hallway is very difficult. The plant is made directly for it. Ace will take down one. Quick fight. Oh, they're so close. Keep firing down with the LMG. Gets it. Shot down. Acerola so low on health, but it doesn't matter. One bullet is all it takes. Vanish taken out. They hold on for just one more round. And we're going all the way, Nick.
We're 7-4 to 7-7 instead. Both teams have played all the way to the final end. Now it's a best of 1 in terms of round count. And I will say, IGZ, they look completely out of it in a lot of these moments where I feel like all the plays are being made by Interforce. They lose an early player, they push aggressively, they retake, they get those couple of kills. Interforce at the very end in that final 2v2, they were either unsure of what was happening or simply just didn't hear it. Because they should have pushed for, when the bomb starts getting planted by the Ying, you just push that gridlock 2 versus 1, and then you can play it out afterwards. But I think what happened is that they heard the plant getting started, they tossed up the Toxic Babe, and they assumed that they would hit the default plant spot because it was in that kind of area, but it missed because Ying didn't take any damage, and the bomb did indeed get confirmed. So, small misstep, ultimately cost them the round, or at least a good position in it, but yeah, now it's really anybody's game to take.
Absolutely. I mean,